Hiya.
Hi Aggie, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. Thanks for coming to join us on a Wednesday evening.
No, thank you. I'm really, really excited.
That's great. Well, I mean, it's the most we have to live for these days.
It's not very exciting.
No, it's not. Well, let's dive straight in. So, to anyone who's watching, I'm Ash. I do marketing communications at Launchpad, and this evening we are talking to Aggie, who is an artist that we have been supporting on Launchpad since 2020, around this time last year, probably.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I was just saying it's been such a long time coming because I've just announced that I'm releasing a single, but I've been working with you guys for a while, so it's just been pure joy.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Like how much longer the process takes than you think it's going to.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like you think that you'll have it within a month or two, but actually the preparation for it, it takes a long time.
It's the learning curve. It's the steep, steep learning curve.
Mm.
So I guess today what we kind of want to talk about really is that journey, the journey about whenever you apply to Launchpad through to where you are now and the different support that you have received through Launchpad in the meantime. So if I'm not mistaken, through Launchpad you've had some mentoring, you've had some live opportunities, and you even had some recording opportunities. So I was wondering if we could just start off chatting about maybe the mentoring and then we can move through all the
Yeah,
other support.
sure. To be honest, I consider myself getting so lucky because all of the support that I've gotten from you guys have been just so great. Mentoring, especially, my mentor was Scott Lewis, and he's just been absolutely phenomenal with mentoring sessions, especially. I feel like you guys do such a good job in to tailoring what the artist needs. So whether you need, help with distribution or whether you want to know more about the industry or whether you need to know more about the promotion side of things, like I feel like you guys are very, very good in kind of bringing that forward, which is so
It's good to
great.
hear.
It's been great. So yeah, with Scott, I mean, I've always been very, very interested in the music industry side, kind of the ins and outs of it. And he's been so great because whenever I asked any question, he's always been able to kind of answer it and, show me the way. But we've done a lot on kind of promotion side of things and kind of what you need to do leading up to releasing a single because I've never really properly released a single, so I knew that I had to make like a couple of posts and do bits and bobs, but actually there's so much more that goes into that. um so yeah, he's been just so helpful. It's been
That's
great.
great. I mean, because I also happen to be being mentored by Scott for my band Mamila. And
Oh,
something that I
amazing.
found crazy about it is just that there's so much that there is to learn. And it's such like to me, I was like, we'll just batter it out, like we'll figure it out. But actually,
Yeah.
there's so much to learn. It's such an undervalued area of support, I like in my eyes. And like
Yeah,
it
for
can
sure.
really help you like to inform all of the music that you're doing and to really like give it its maximum potential.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like you said, you kind of learn one area and then you discover there's another area that's really helpful, then another area, and you kind of take a step back and you're like, oh, actually, there's so much to do.
It's how I feel about jazz. It's like the more you know, the more that you realize you know nothing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good comparison.
Well, I suppose so. Yeah, that's one aspect of support you've had. You've had kind of like a trio of support. So there was also a live opportunity, I think, well, a virtual live opportunity.
That's been really great, and it's something that I've never done before either. So it was just, again, such a great learning curve. But just the fact that you guys have a great platform for artists to kind of showcase themselves in Leeds, because Leeds is such a colourful city and you've got so many artists that are coming from here, so many bands. And, even I was saying this to someone, it's such a small world because I feel like wherever you go, people know people from Leeds or Elcom or producers or writers or something. So yeah, I it was live at Millennium Square. Is that
Yes.
the yeah? Um, and usually, correct me if I'm wrong, they do an actual concert in Millennium Square.
Yeah, there's like
Obviously,
normally a full day live stage set up in Millennium Square, obviously adapted to 2020 requirements.
yeah, and but it's been. I feel like the way that they've done it was so great with the way that they promoted it and the artists that they got on board. And again, it was really, really just such a cool opportunity to kind of perform live with them and do that. I loved it.
That's great. And I feel like it's always good to have like something that people have really appreciated, especially over the past years, like having something to work towards, like almost someone to say, like, we need you to do this thing. It's like working towards a deadline whenever there seems to be so much in flux. I think
Yeah.
could be really, really beneficial.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but obviously, like with the gigs not being a thing at the moment, just missing playing for people so much. Just even for yourself, just getting on stage and
Yeah.
performing. But it's been so great to kind of perform and get feedback from people and have that. So again, it was just really, really nice to actually sit down, do a set, which I haven't done in well a year. Um, and that's been great.
That's great. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it because it's one of those things that can like it can feel like a compromise, like I wish it was real. But as long as it's like actually being
Yeah,
enjoyed, that's what's important. And then I
yeah,
suppose the third like avenue of support that you had is the most exciting, I think, is that we facilitated some recording for you. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on what that support entailed?
yeah. So when I applied for the support, I kind of, I put if there's any artists that are considering it, put as much information of what you're working on, and just put it all in there. And I had at that time so many demos, but again, just working with producers, and there was one particular producer that I really, really wanted to work with, um, and I can't believe that actually happened. But yeah, Music Leads, Launchpad, has helped me with the fees, which they paid for the fees. I sent them kind of the demo so they could listen to the song. I also told them what producer I would like to work with, what he's done, what artist he's worked with, and that song is coming out. It's my next single after, so I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to kind of shout about it. But yeah, probably wouldn't have been able to make that happen, especially during the pandemic, because I'm a self-employed musician. You don't get a lot of work during the
Yeah, you don't need
pandemic.
to say any more than that. Like that just says it all.
So having their support on that was just something that was so helpful. It was just yeah, really, really great to have.
Yeah, and I think there's something really to be said as well about the fact that this is an open application opportunity. Like,
Mm.
you can, if you're an artist or an industry person who's based in Yorkshire, you can just apply for this scheme and all of these things can happen that actually can be really career changing.
Yeah, and I can't believe that I kind of waited until the right moment, I think, because I had stuff ready, but I didn't really know about it until kind of last year and a bit of a year before. And it's just such a phenomenal opportunity because, like I said, it's you're not just getting kind of, oh, hi, this is what we recommend. You literally come with whatever you need, and they will try their hardest to facilitate you to their best abilities. And literally everything that I've kind of, what about, PPL? What about publishing and distribution? What about music lawyers and A&Rs? How does that work? What about songwriting? They've just been like, oh, we can link you up with this person. You can chat to this person. This is what we've, done and we recommend. And it's so great to be led by people who are, experienced in the music industry. You just feel kind of safe and like, okay, I'm starting out, but this is good. You've got people who know what they're doing leading you, which is great.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And it's all done in a way that, well, I mean, I'm probably biased because I work here, but also like as an artist who's on the Launchpad scheme, like it just feels like super kind And it's not really prescriptive. They're not like, and no, you have to do this thing and we don't care if you're going to hate it and it's going to ruin everything you've worked towards. They're like, what do you want? Like, what are your aims and how can we help you get there? And it's like, it just feels, I mean, someone else said this recently. They were like, it's just super Yorkshire.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true. Very, very true. And I absolutely love that as well, that at no point did they tell me to change anything or, go a certain direction. They were kind of, again, as accommodating to what you need and what you want as an artist, which is, again, so refreshing in the music industry to have a team of people who are like, we like what you're doing. We're just going to stay behind you and push you forward in whichever direction you want to go. It's just so lovely, and it's literally the nicest group of people that I have ever come across. It's just so great. Feels a little bit like a Yorkshire family.
Yeah, it does. And like, it's exciting that it's getting bigger and like it's starting to really like, because it only became Yorkshire wide in the last round that happened, which was like around last August time. And it's really exciting already. Like, I was living in Leeds for years, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, but all of these guys in Hull, and like, what about all of this stuff that's happening in like West Yorkshire and South Yorkshire that I didn't know about? So it's really cool.
And
I'm gonna
kind of, sorry, I just want to say it's also very, very exciting that you're surrounded by lots of different other artists and talents and what they're doing as well. It's so inspirational, especially during this time. Still seeing people, independent artists pushing forward and kind of going with what they want to do is just, I just love it. It's great.
It's like going to band camp or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as you alluded to earlier, you have announced that you've got a single coming out. I'm going to do a shameless plug for you. It's called Crying Past Midnight. It's coming out next week on the 5th of March. Tell us a little bit about the single.
I'm so excited. I can't even.
Yeah, I can tell.
Again, so this is just linking it back to Musically. I mean, I will plug myself in a second, but kind of linking back to Launchpad. Although they helped me with recording on another song that'll be coming out later on, they helped me a lot on releasing this. And again, I just feel like even, my mentoring sessions, you get a certain amount of mentoring sessions. My mentoring sessions with Scott had finished, but they're still supporting me. They still kind of carry on pushing you after, which I think, especially for this release, has been super helpful. But yeah, this song, man, I wrote this song such a long time ago. And my producer, Benjamin Casey, he's incredible. So any artist in Leeds, go, hit him up. He's incredible. And two other songwriters, Jamie Kelly and Kieran Williams, we've created the song. And it's kind of, I was in a little bit of a dark place, shall we say. And it's the song is about, when you've got inevitable breakdown of a relationship and it's breaking down, it's kind of try not to focus on the negative, but actually the positive, and kind of like, well, we know each other, let's kind of support each other through this, and I'm a hopeless romantic, so like love, whether it's like love or whether it's tragic, it's still kind of a beautiful thing.
A musician, a hopeless romantic? Never.
No way. So it's about that, and what I really wanted, although the lyrics might be a little bit sad, is I didn't want the song to feel necessarily, devastating. So it's kind of like a sad bop.
A sad bop. I mean, that's perfect. That's what we all need. I want to be like dancing in my living room, but I don't want to be like, yeah, everything's great.
Yeah, I feel like nobody can lie to themselves at the moment saying that everything's great. Kind of like you'll be crying but dancing at the same time. I feel like that's
as long as there's both emotions, I'm down with it, honestly.
I feel like that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, well, I mean, not this day next week, but definitely next week we will all understand whenever we've actually heard the single. But no, it's so exciting. I'm really excited to hear it. I heard you posted a little snippet on your Instagram earlier, and I was like, oh, it sounds super tasty.
Yeah, very exciting.
I suppose, is there anything else that you want to tell us about what Launchpad has helped you to achieve, or what your next steps are?
Yeah, uh, anyone that's thinking about it, just do it. Really, really just do it, because I cannot emphasize enough how much it has helped me as an artist, as a
Okay, so at this point we ran into some Wi-Fi difficulties and we had to cut our Instagram live short. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to Aggie for joining us to talk about her journey with Launchpad and her upcoming single, which is coming out on the 5th of March, and everyone should definitely go check that out. If you've been watching this and you're thinking that Launchpad sounds like something you would like to do, whether you're an artist or you're a music industry emerging professional based in Yorkshire, we'll be opening another round for Launchpad in the coming weeks, so probably at the end of March or early April, but more information on that will be distributed via our social media and our mailing list nearer the time. So yeah, thank you for joining and see you next time.